Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, with a cup of tea in my mug. Now, I want to say a very special thanks today before I start with this. I don't know whether it should be rant of the day or twonk of the day, but anyway, before I start with that, I just want to say my usual thanks, like thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, thank you for watching. Any way you support my channel is invaluable to me. But for those of you that have joined and become members, those of you that have sent me supers or bought me Ko-fis, etc., a special thank you, because today, because of that, because of your support, I've been able to radically improve my internet. So we'll find out in the live tonight, in the members live. That'll be the first live that I'll do since the improvements, and I couldn't do that without your support. So thank you so much for that. Also, your moral support. So whenever anyone buys me a Ko-fi, makes a donation, joins as a member, to me, it's like what keeps me going when all the dark forces try and come and get me and try and put me off and say nasty things, etc. But I also want to thank them because they make me stronger and they make me learn to get stronger. YouTube, it's not easy. You have to develop a thick skin. I've discovered that. But you know what? It's then the nice comments that I get, the support messages, people. I'm just humbled by the emails that people send me. They tell me their life stories, how my channel has helped them. So many beautiful stories that it so outnumbers the negativity, and it is just, it's beautiful, really. And you know, there's no light without shade. There's no good without evil. Sometimes it feels like you're fighting these sort of positive and negative forces, and positive forces have always got to win, haven't they? Thank you to those of you who've bought merchandise as well. Thank you so much. And yeah, by the way, you know that I always say don't mention other channels, please. And sometimes I know people want me to know things and they're trying to help. If you want to tell me about another channel, email me. That's the best way to do, because I've now set my settings on YouTube that other channels, and you know, just the words that are, they cannot be mentioned by name, because I just don't want the drama. I know I get the drama anyway, but I don't want it. So yeah, if you've got something you want to tell me, and lots of people do, that's what people do. Those are, you know, who realize and know why I don't like other channels mentioned on my channel, they email me and tell me things, and that's how I know what's going on. So okay, so that's enough of that. So let's have a look. We're going to take that off. Another sip of tea. Oh, just before I came on, I took a tablet, only a little vitamin tablet, and it's stuck at the back of my throat. So it's like irritating me. So that's why I'm coughing. If you hear me coughing, that's why I'm coughing. It's chilly here again today. It's 14 degrees though, so it's better than it was. But anyway, I've been out and about this morning. It's great having the car now because I can take the dogs to sort of different places. We went to the camper. The dogs are absolutely ecstatic. But it is a little bit chilly, but the sun's coming out. It's early still yet, so it'll be warm later. Gosh, I am waffling. I'm waffling. Okay, now, so this thing, this case, this event that I want to talk to you about today, which is definite twonk of the year material. Excuse me. It actually happened just before Christmas. And I didn't cover it then. I wanted to cover it because it was a mega event, but it was just so depressing when we were trying to be positive, weren't we, over Christmas? We was trying to be all positive messages. That's why I've not been talking about Nicola Bulley, not been talking about any of Peter Folding or any of the things that have been so sort of negative. Just wanted to let Nicola's family just get on with their Christmas. So we'll be talking a little bit about that tonight in the members live. You know, I just can't even imagine what this year has been like for them. But not only them, but other families and the families of the people that have been affected by this. And this is what I just do not understand about this young boy and any other young boy. It's normally boys who do things like this, isn't it? So this guy, oh, I haven't shared it yet. Hang on. Thought I had. In Prague, this boy, and he is a boy. Don't know why that's. So this, what is his name? David Kozak, 24 years old. 24 years old. What was going through his mind? You know, how did he end up at that place? How do these serial shooters, normally young men, aren't they? But we had one earlier in the year that was an older man, but they're normally men. I bet they're 99% of them are men. How did they come to this point? So this guy, David Kozak, he killed 14 people at a university in Prague before killing himself. And he has reportedly left a suicide note confessing to the murder of a father and his baby 6 days earlier. So it was the 15th of December that he's supposed to have killed this 32-year-old man and a 2-month-old girl in the Klanovice woods, which are close to the Czech capital. Now, I just beyond it. I don't know about you. It's just beyond me. I understand people getting angry with their family. I even understand them getting angry with their partner. You know, but to kill somebody, that takes a special sort of evil, doesn't it? To literally shoot a 32-year-old man and a 2-month-old girl that you don't even know on the, you know, just total cold blood killing. All killing is wrong, but you couldn't get any colder than that, could you, really? Anyway, so a policeman, so it was a newspaper. This has been released in the newspaper Denny Ken, which I presume is a Prague newspaper or a Czech newspaper. And this newspaper quoted a police spokesperson who said, "I can confirm that we secured a letter in Hostun, where the perpetrator wrote that he committed the attack. And the contents of the document cannot be made public at this time due to the ongoing investigation into the entire incident." Now, listen to this. Police had previously believed that Kozak was linked to the killing of the pair, adding that they regretted not being able to get him earlier. So they had him under their radar before he killed his own father. And in fact, he killed 14 people. I don't know if that includes his father or his father is separate. So what he did was he shot his own father, first of all, and then he went off to Charles University and murdered 14 people in total in this attack on the 21st of December, just before Christmas. And a further 25 were injured, including 3 foreign nationals, 2 from Saudi Arabia and 1 from the Netherlands. So here's let's have a look at the footage that the police have released.
These are scenes as police in Prague pursue a gunman who has launched a horrific killing spree. "We've had information that he's on the roof," says this officer. David Kozak is on the balcony and he's firing shots.
Yeah, just a young lad, 24 years old. He's younger than my son. And there he is, just murdering people and enjoying it.
The police are moving up the building and they go out onto the balcony. They find the gunman has killed himself. Nearby, urgent medical attention. An officer wants tourniquets to treat life-threatening wounds. Among the victims, Lenka Lavkova, a professor, and Lucy Spindlerova, who was a student. Sergei Medvedev was laying flowers today. A professor at the university, he heard the shooting during his lecture and then helped his students to build a barricade.
So we blocked ourselves inside the auditorium. We took all the desks and chairs towards the door. So we blocked the door entrance. I locked the door. An hour later, the special forces broke in for the second time, then lay us all on the floor. And then they took us out of the building. And as we walked down the stairs, there was blood all over the place. There was blood on the stairs, blood on the steps.
Kozak was 24, a history student with no criminal record, but he had built up a cache of weapons and ammunition. His attack forcing some people to take desperate measures to avoid being caught, while others were rushed out in a bewildered crowd. And Kozak is now being linked to the murder of his own father and to this, the killing of a man and his baby last week.
There are relevant indicators and clues that suggest that the same offender was responsible for all three of these incidents.
The police have already arrested at least one person who claimed he wanted to emulate the massacre.
Oh my God.
People here.
So they've already arrested one other person who claimed that they want to do the same thing. I mean, what do you think? Let me know in comments. Why do these young men or older men, because there was one recent, Robert Card, wasn't it, in America recently, in Maine? We covered that. Why do you think they suddenly wake up one day and not only decide to take their own lives, because, you know, that's their choice, that's their life. When they're an adult, they can make that choice, but they decide to take with them another load of people, and not only like his father, who maybe had some resentment towards his father for whatever reason. So not only his father, but some poor guy walking in the woods with his 2-month-old baby. That baby had not done anybody any harm. And then go to the university and kill all those other people who, you know, bore no relevance to him, had no relevance in his life. He's just, you know, just for spite. You know, and I've realised recently from, you know, a few things that have happened, some people are consumed by spite. You know, what causes that? I honestly, you know, through my life, and it's been a long one so far, I hope it'll be even longer. People, you know, I've been treated terribly by some people, and I've probably treated people terribly, but I've never been consumed with the spite that some people get consumed with, you know, like their hatred of themselves. They take it out on other people. Basically, that's where it comes down to. When someone's so spiteful and nasty that some people can be like, it really says more about them than it says about you, because it's the way they feel about themselves and they project it out on other people who they don't even know. You know, this is an extreme to get a gun and go and just shoot everybody. But there's lots of smaller extremes. There's trolling, for example, on the internet. That's like a smaller sort of, it's a similar thing in my eyes. It's just being nasty to people that you don't even know. You might not be doing it with a gun, only because probably you can't get to them with a gun. You know, that's worrying in itself. But why do people project their self-hate out at other people? You know, they seem to think that other people owe them something, people they don't even know. you know, the world owes them a living, or the world owes them something, that they've been robbed of something, instead of just getting on with it like everybody else does. Because, as I say, everyone's been hurt, everyone's had problems, and that, you know, don't take it out on other people. These are not the people that are responsible for his problems, whatever his problems were. These are people he didn't even know. So I just don't understand this spitefulness. So it's got to be a mental health issue. That's why I always say now, I feel sorry for my trolls, especially the ones with really bad mental health issues. But I can't do anything about it. They've got to, you know, if they want to change, if they want to start feeling better, instead of taking their spite out on everybody else, people they don't even know, they should go and seek help. So I don't know. We don't know the full story of this boy yet. Was he under mental health? You know, was he taking drugs? Was he drinking? You know, all those things that can not cause mental health issues, but make them worse. Anyway, let's see.
They are anxious. The police say they're stepping up their profile to calm nerves. This is a city and a country in a state of trauma. At these impromptu memorials, you see tears, but what you hear is silence. But these people know that this dreadful massacre could have been even worse. When the gunman died, he still had a huge supply of unused ammunition. This is a city with a low crime rate. Kozak's brutal, callous killing spree has come as a devastating shock. Adam Parsons, Sky News, Prague.
It's just awful, isn't it? Because, you know, that lady there that was so upset, she may not have even known any of the people that died, but that's how it affects you, you know. If you're a sensitive person, some people, you know, then they've got to carry on their normal lives, and it's difficult. They were saying they found loads of unused ammunition. Anyway, so following the discovery of the father's body, police ordered that this was on the 21st. Police ordered the evacuation of one of the university buildings where the gunman was due to have a lecture. Oh, he was attending that university. He was due to have a lecture there at 2 p.m. on Thursday. The evacuation was completed at 2:22, and after this, the police continued to search for the student. Now, the fact that he had all that unused ammunition suggests that the fact that the police did at least work quickly, that there was a lot of deaths probably prevented, because he was going to take out as many people as possible. Anyway, at 2:59, gunshots were reported in another university building, the Charles University Faculty of Arts, near the Jan Palak Square. And at one point, the gunman shot and injured 3 people outside the building with a long-range weapon, and police fired back. As officers approached his location, he was armed with a shotgun and he killed himself. This is the minute's silence. Let's have a look.
Across the Czech Republic, a minute's silence at midday. A nation coming together to mark an event that ripped at the Czech soul. The silence broken by the tolling of bells. Flags here are at half-mast, and grey days illuminated by clusters of candles, memorials to the dead, where people gather to share their pain.
We have experienced and are still experiencing enormous horror, and that is comparable to what the victims must be experiencing, both what they were experiencing at the time of the attack and what their loved ones or those who were injured are experiencing today.
These scenes now haunt this nation. The police storming Charles University, students cowering in fear, and David Kozak up on the roof firing shots. Before, surrounded, he kills himself. By then, Kozak had wreaked devastation. Among the victims named today, 3 students, Madalena Christov, Anetka Rektorova and Klara Holkova. This was a day of mourning across the country, but felt most keenly here in the capital, Prague, the city that witnessed this murderous attack and is still struggling to come to terms with what happened. The city hosted a church service. The president was there, and so too was Prague's archbishop, as bewildered and shocked as anyone else.
The event that has happened to us took our breath away and left us with a multitude of questions that scream into the empty silence of our hearts, and we find no answers, nor will I attempt a human explanation.
The police are still looking for clues to Kozak's motivation, but the result resonates. A wave of grief and sadness that grips this nation. Adam Parsons, Sky News, Prague.
Yeah, so a lot of people there have had a terrible Christmas, haven't they? So apparently piles of ammunition, unbelievable quantities, were found at the scene. And they added, it appears that he was inspired by a terrorist attack in Russia. So I don't know about that, but anyway. So a day of mourning was declared on Saturday, the 23rd of December, as a result of the country's worst mass shooting in history. So there you go. So that's my rant. You know, I don't even know what I'm ranting. How was he allowed to have all that ammunition and all those guns? Or maybe he didn't have many guns, but he just had a load of ammunition. It just, oh, I don't know. It's terrifying to think that as we're just even talking now, there's people out there, not only in America, of course, we always associate mass shootings with America because they have the most, don't they? I believe. I need to do, you know, I'd like to do like a profile on that in the new year, you know, a special video or series of videos. You know, what, it's just, you know, I'm sort of speechless that how someone could do that just to indiscriminate people, you know. It's beyond me, and especially the poor guy walking in the woods. I reckon that poor guy, do you think they were just walking in the woods and he just happened to be there practicing his shooting maybe, and there you go, he thought, oh, you know, I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. Definite candidate for Twonk of the Year. Unfortunately, he's taken himself to a place where we won't get many answers, but we don't know. It sounds like he's left a note. I expect they'll find things in his house, you know, that give some clue to why he just hated everyone so much. Just mysterious to me, but okay. So remember to live and love very wisely, very carefully. I'm sorry to bring you something negative. And as I say, I did avoid it doing it in the Christmas period. But anyway, if you're a member, I will thank you very much, and I will see you tonight in the members live. So until then, may your God go with you. Bye.